Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, September the 11th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Before I get into the video here, just want to give you guys a quick reminder. If you have not been to the website yet, go check it out. There's a lot of free educational information on the site for you all. At the same time, if you're interested in taking our education course or joining our prop firm, you can contact me for more details at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com. Aside from that, let's go ahead and jump into the video here, starting off with the indices. Let's go ahead and take a look to see how they closed. The Dow closed up 135.5 points. The Nasdaq closed down 4 points, made a nice recovery off the lows. The S&P 500 closed up 5 points, had some nice little buying that came into the market in the last 10 minutes of the day there. And the breadth on the market was pretty much mixed today. We had 3,288 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We had 2,873 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. But overall, a bullish day in the markets. What held the markets down today or put some morning pressure on the markets would have to have been the well, not would have to have been, it was the Apple, as Apple, I guess they had some bad news come out this morning. I believe they did get downgraded by about 4 companies or so. At the same time, I don't think they reached investors' expectations on their conference call from yesterday, and then they got downgraded after everybody made the adjustments to their model of Apple, what it should be priced at, and therefore Apple was gapping down a lot this morning. That put some pressure on the Nasdaq, even though the Nasdaq did make a nice recovery off the lows. The utility sector was weak today, but the basic material sector was pretty strong. The consumer discretionary was pretty strong. Technology sector was pretty decent. IBM was up 2.25% or so. With Apple being down 5.5%, I would say that the market did pretty well. Utilities were down. That could tell us that some people are, getting out of those safe haven trades or those little protection trades and putting it more into risk averse assets like the commodity stocks. Healthcare did pretty well today, so we do see some nice sector rotation going on today. You have to make sure you take note of that, and we were on top of our game today. That's why we did pretty well in our chat room today. So aside from that, let's go and take a look at the markets. If you see the SPY daily chart, it was up 53 cents today, up 0.31%, closing at 169.40. You can see we are back above this key 168 area, and as long as we can hold this bid above 168, we should start to make our way towards 170, which is some little minor resistance right here, then back up towards the year highs, 52-week highs around 171 or so. So the SPY looks pretty good, and then you can see at the same time here on my left chart, which is the daily chart of the ES, we got back above that 1682 level, which is the key level that we've been watching, since back here, ever since we broke down out of the little head and shoulders formation pattern action that you have right here. Remember, it's not a textbook pattern. You really don't see that many textbook patterns that as much these days as it shows from that, as before, because we just have so many computers in the market and there's so much more volatility in the market that these patterns form in complex ways. But again, if you have that eyesight for a pattern, if you've been sitting in front of screens for 5+, 7+ years, like some of us have over here at Wall Street Trading, you'll be able to recognize these patterns. At the same time, if you have trouble recognizing these patterns, this is what we teach. These are patterns that we teach in our course, and you're more than welcome to ask me about those, or come and check out our chat room. Aside from that, the ES back above 1682, we should be making our way back up towards these 1695s. Everything remains the same. We are a bit extended here, but the momentum's still pretty strong in the market, so you just want to stick with the trend. There's no point in trying to get in front of a train to pick up a penny when the trend is up. Look to buy the dips, which is what we are preaching to our traders and our subscribers in the room. So SPY's daily chart looks pretty good. I'll give you guys a quick little look at the big daily chart on the ES. You can see here again, we are back above these key levels. And I do have a lot of key levels marked here as I was going over some of this information with some of the traders in the room here. But the next level to watch, again, next major level, I guess you could say, is the 1695, which we could definitely hit tomorrow if the markets are trading up. But it does look like the market wants to go back here and test these highs. Again, as long as we can hold above this key level, 1680, which was where the big breakdown came at, we should be fine. We may even need a consolidated bit up here before we try to make them run up towards those highs, but we'll see. Everything's looking pretty good. The triple Qs, again, they've been pretty strong. They got smacked down a bit today because of Apple, but they didn't make new 52-week highs yesterday, and today they filled the gap. They gapped down, filled the gap up just about there, and we are still intact on this trend. The triple Qs looks good here. If we break over yesterday's highs of 78.32, we should be looking for new highs here again, and for these stocks to continue to outperform. Technology sector is a sector that I've been real bullish on ever since our call to get long technology stocks from the break of this little upward channel that we've been watching in my little proprietary channel analysis here. And even this other key trend line that I've been showing you guys to watch here. Well, I haven't given you guys an update on this chart for the past 2 weeks or so, but even this little trend line that we've been watching from our proprietary channel analysis setting up pretty good. And now you can see that we're kind of in this little range right here, looking to set up another possible break of this little up move, sideways consolidation at angle. We'll see how that plays out. We'll keep you guys posted on that. Now the IWM, the small cap, the Russell 2000. Let's see here. The Russell 2000 is making its way back. It was able to get back above 103 yesterday, and now it made a new high today. Well, a new closing high today, and its 52-week high is right there at 105.63. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that by Friday, as long as everything remains the same. We do have key for data reports coming out, economic data reports coming out on Friday. All right, that you have to be on the lookout for. That is going to be the PPI, Producer Price Index, at 8:30, retail sales at 8:30, consumer sentiment at 9:55, business inventories at 10. I believe that's the main. I believe a lot of people are waiting for this news to come out before they kind of decide whether they want to put more risk on or take some risk off. We do have jobless claims tomorrow at 8:30, and the import and export prices at 8:30, which will be some market moving reports as well. But aside from that, again, everything looks pretty good today. All the different sectors, financials, they could have been a little bit better, but those stocks are still holding up pretty well. So everything, we're bullish on the markets as long as everything remains how it is right now. So IWM, again, that looks pretty good. As long as the IWM, the small cap, the Russell 2000 can hold above 103, we should be looking pretty good. Now let's go and take a look at the commodities or the currencies real quick. I want to take a look and see what the dollar's doing. I am in the camp of thinking the dollar's still on its way lower. And you can see it had trouble breaking over this 82.5 area. And right now you can say it's establishing a range between 82.5 and this 81. If we were to go back below 81 or fall back inside this little channel that I have highlighted right here, I do think that we're going to start making our way back down towards these lows from this little broadening pattern formation, the bottom end of that. We take a look at the euro, and again, we don't trade these currencies. We just take a look at these different currencies and see how they perform with the different asset classes in the markets and everything. Maybe sometimes we'll put on a futures trade on the euro, something if we feel like it. But if you take a look at the euro, I think is gearing up for a break past this key 134 level. And again, we're going to be keeping an eye on this going forward pretty closely to see what it wants to do and see how the dollar reacts, see how the gold and commodities markets act, see how the equity markets act, and then we'll go from there. It's going to take a look at that volatility index. Again, the VIX, there's just no fear in the market. The VIX, every time it gets above 16, like we highlighted to you guys before, it always gets smacked down, and once again, it's got smacked down again, and we have a high right here, high pivot point. We have another high pivot point, so we are still making lower highs on the volatility index. If the VIX was to break back below 1350 and hold, we are in the camp of believers that show us or think that the VIX is going to go back down and probably make new lows this year. All right, as long as everything remains the same. Let's see what else. Taking a look at the commodities. Taking a look at gold. Gold was weak yesterday because the whole fair trade with gold and everything's off. Gold didn't do anything today on gold futures. Let me take a look at crude oil, see what crude oil did today. And crude oil was a little bit positive on the positive side today, if I'm not mistaken, via what I said in the midday market report on USO. But yep, crude oil had a little pause day today. Had some buyers in there today, but nothing crazy. Now let's go and take a look at some stocks. We did have some nice stocks on the radar again. Some stocks that we called out in our chat room, which you can see how we traded that via the Wall Street Trading Google Plus page or via the Wall Street Trading Facebook page. I know some of you guys that watch these videos are not on the whole Facebook wave, so some of you guys that are more involved with Google, you guys can check out that information on our Google Plus page. But one of the trades we were looking at today that we called out in the chat room was Baidu. We called Baidu out for a breakout around 145.35 on a bull flag setup on the 15-minute chart. All right, and that trade worked out pretty well. You can see it actually went from 145.35 on entry right here all the way to a high of 148. Baidu very strong out the gate, which gave us a clue to keep an eye on it during that 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock time frame. Sina also popped up with Baidu as that Chinese markets The Chinese markets were up today, and again, that caused for a lot of buying in some of these Asian stocks. I'm sorry, yeah, some of these Chinese stocks like Baidu, Sina, those did pretty well. So you can take a look at Cena. Cena has a breakout if it could break above today's highs, and better yet, if it can start holding above 86, this thing should be on its way higher. Again, FXI was near the top of the change from open ETF list today, and you can see this thing's a nice little uptrend right now. In any case, let's go and take a look at Apple. All right, Apple was weak today. Again, this thing was down close to 5.5%, gap down. I'm not sure exactly what was the cause of the gap down, but I do know that it got downgraded by a lot of firms. I do know that a lot of investors and firms that are invested in this company, hedge funds, institutions, etc., were not happy with the conference call and the reports and the numbers and the product rollouts, and therefore this stock got downgraded this morning as investors, institutions readjusted their models and what they think the company is worth, and therefore it got smacked down today. All right, but next level you want to watch on Apple would be down here at this 450 area, or this 453 from this little pivot that it had before it rallied up. We break below that, then we do have a gap fill on Apple from the earnings report day that it had back there in July, on July 19th. All right, so again, technology stocks are strong. Okay, Amazon making its way back up towards the highs. If you guys recall, about 2 weeks ago, we told you guys to watch Amazon in this 280 area. You can take a look at that now. Amazon's trading 300. That was a nice call on our behalf right there. Again, make sure you watch the video, share the videos with your trading friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're here to provide analysis to you all out there that are active traders and investors. So Amazon looks pretty good, and looks, as long as it can hold above this 300 level, which was an area where it had the breakdown and it couldn't hold above, so they started fading it. If we could get back above 300 and hold, then this stock is going to start making its way back up towards 310. Looks pretty good. Again, Yahoo was another strong stock on Monday, and this one got some follow through action yesterday. Now a little pullback action today. Looks like it's gearing up for a move over 30 pretty soon. Facebook making new IPO highs today. Hit a high of 45.10. All right, well that was this morning. Let me see it. Yeah, hit a high today of 45.09. Sorry, and nice engulfing candle. Pretty much engulfed just about the previous 3 days worth of action there. All right, or at least these two bearish days, and it looks to go higher tomorrow. Keep Facebook on your radar. All these social media stocks are doing pretty well, especially if everybody's looking for exposure in these high growth companies in technology. These are the names that you want to be involved in. You could also look at Pandora. Okay, Pandora's making a nice move up, and what do you know? Pandora is making a move here after hours. I'm not sure what the news is, but Pandora is actually trading 22.60. So it actually just broke out and made new 52-week highs here after hours. Let me take a look, see if I can see any news on it real quick here on Pandora. And let me see, Pandora. Sorry about that. I just want to check to see. Pandora Media picks new CEO. So it looks like they just got a new CEO. After naming Look Andrews as a new CEO, Pandora's moving to the top side. So this stock's going to be in play tomorrow. Keep this one on your radar for sure. IBM, which has been the dog for the technology sector and for the Dow, got a nice bounce today, up over 2%. You can see a nice little candlestick and a nice little engulfing, or not yet engulfing, nice extended long candlestick in IBM. Regardless of what the name is, I mean, just take a look how strong IBM was today, breaking this nice little downward trend line from these pivot points right here, and it looks to go higher. Okay, so nice expansion candle here on IBM. Looks pretty good. Have a gap fill that's all the way up here around 192 and 196 or so. What else here? Energy stocks were strong today. CHK had Carl Icahn talking about this company today, saying how they need to lower their cost of drilling, and this company would be a great company. That's probably what caused bouncing that today. Consumer goods were strong today. Philip Morris up to over 2.5% PM. All right, nice looking chart there. Could get some more dip buyers down there. What else? Aside from that, I mean, there's just money moving around today, guys. There's definitely some sector rotation going on today. Let's take a look at FCX up over 2.5%. All right, this one's looking pretty good, breaking out of this little range right here. Also looks like it's a little cup and handle uh, pattern going on there. FCX looks good. Could have some follow through tomorrow, even though I had a big expansion candle today. Aside from that, folks, make sure you check out our website. Make sure you check out all of our distribution networks, StockTwits, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, everything, guys. We're out there. We're doing a great job, and a lot of people are liking what we're doing over here. So, if you want to be involved, participate with us. If you want to trade with us and join our prop firm, you can contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. If you're interested in learning how to take trades like we do in the room, you can contact me and find out about our educational course, which we're going to be hosting a webinar for it pretty soon. I'm just actually putting the marketing material together for that right now, and we'll have that available for you guys shortly. So, aside from that, have a great day. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow in our chat room, mywallstreettv.com, to get access to that room. Make sure you go to our website, wallstreettrading.com, and fill out the form on the right hand side, folks. Cheers. Adios.